Oh. Nice. How's it going?
I'm tired.
Yeah, I bet you're fucking exhausted. You've also been talking all day.
Yeah,
So just everybody, me included. Yeah, you're gonna be a little bit. When I talk too much, like even after just the podcast, like I feel tired. My throat is like, I need like some kind of lubrication.
And you don't even yell.
No, I talk, but it's the same thing that I talked about on a previous episode. I talk in a lower register when I'm doing the podcast because my voice. I could be talking like way up here if I wanted to, and I think that would be more comfortable. But
You have to sound authoritative.
I have to sound like an authority on what I'm saying, and that means I have to sound more male, more masculine.
Yeah. Mask for mask.
Mask for mask. This is the time to be wearing masks, but only if you're masculine. Yeah. I thought something was up. It's terrifying in reference to the Hillary face.
Oh yeah.
I made I didn't do anything to her face actually. That's exactly how I found the photo, and it is 100% real that she looks like that, as well as the kid next to her.
Well, because have you seen the pictures of her with her weird injections now, and she just looks.
Yeah, I think we showed a picture of her. We put her in one of our thumbnails a long time ago, like a month or two ago.
It was the mask one, and it was the weird puffy face of hers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ew, dude. What is going on with her face? But now, yeah.
You know whose face I want to talk about is Melania's.
Oh,
because I think she has like her own White House plastic surgeon that's just like keeping her in fillers because she just looks. She's just got this like permanent, not moving Eastern Bloc scowl now.
Yeah.
But I love her just dumb baby voice so much. It's
children of America.
You need to wear cloth masks.
Cloth masks.
Yeah.
She rules.
Even though you do not think that they are necessary, you need to wear cloth masks.
Yeah, she's been hot.
Dude, she's the hottest first lady we've ever had.
It's weird. I remember when she first got into office as the president. And I didn't think she was hot.
Because you were not supposed to.
I wasn't supposed to. And now that nothing matters, she's hot. And it's fun to think that she's hot because she's like a bimbo in the White House. Right. And that's not an insult. I'm a himbo.
Yeah.
You know, a boy bimbo.
A himbo. If she's to be believed, apparently she speaks a ton of languages and isn't a dum-dum, but who knows? Who cares?
Who cares?
She's fun to look at, and I love
great.
her little just might have been molested baby voice. It's just I don't know. I'm into it.
But yeah, she probably does get like little weekly like like when you take like fishing, you can like tie fishing line to something and like pull it a little bit. I feel like she has that under her skin. She gets it adjusted every week. So yeah, that's I think like
a little crank they just put in the back of her head.
Because she hasn't aged. Exactly. It's like there's actually a character I think from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Did you ever watch that show?
It's a little after my cartoon time.
I think there's a character on there and she has like rollers in her hair, but she rolls them back and it pulls her skin and she gets like a little facelift every time she rolls it. I think that's Billy and Mandy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
I don't know.
But obviously I'm not
I remember the name of the show, but I just don't really remember the content and when it was really happening, because I think it did come out right kind of when my my cartoon viewing ended. We were on something earlier that actually kind of was a thread and that I wanted to talk. I made a decision. I'm not voting.
Wow. Fucking cool.
Not doing it. I'm just not.
I mean, if I have to choose Biden or Trump, which I'm going to have to, I don't think I want to vote either.
Yeah. And like I mean, unless Trump slam dunks on a bunch of shit, which is, I guess, perhaps possible, but I find it to be unlikely because like a lot of the stuff that he talks about that's interesting, it's like, well, are you going to do it? Can you do it? You know, and so if he can outflank the Democrats on the left, which would be the smart move to do, then you know maybe I'll just throw it into that for whatever. But right now it kind of feels good. You know what feels good right now is I do not fucking care about what I say anymore. About political figures, like
that's why I've said that Melania and Boris Johnson are both fucking smoke shows.
Yeah, it's and And
regardless of their political affiliation,
and
they're hot.
AOC is just hot garbage. and we had to all pretend to placate her because I didn't want to get in arguments with dumb people who believed that she was actually sincere and not just a horrible opportunist with a terrible vocabulary. And what's the other one? Got bullied into voting for Hillary because if you didn't do that, you were a racist. And now it's like, fine, I'm a fucking, go ahead, call me a racist, call me a xenophobe, a transphobe. I don't care about your social issues anymore. I don't even care. Like, I know no one wanted to touch it, I'm sure, but that Stacey Abrams tweet that I had.
No, which one was that?
So she.
Oh, maybe I did. I think I did.
It was spicy. She put out this. She's got the biggest fucking ego. So if you don't know who Stacey Abrams is, she's a big fat black lady who was running for office.
Why does she have to be black, Jordan?
Because she is black.
No, your story can be colorblind. Thank you.
She's also morbidly obese.
No, I didn't even know that.
Well, that's her. She looks like
older
Lizzo. But Stacey Abrams says she is qualified to be vice president and potentially the president of the United States because she has spent, in quotes, 25 years in independent study of foreign policy. And then my tweet to that was, and then turn the focus of her studies to the taste of Bloomberg's cock. So I'm done. I'm really done. I'm done being polite. I'm done. I had a fear about Twitter, about who sees it, like, friends of mine that follow. And, like, I was telling you about that female friend that I have that I had muted, and I was like, why did I mute her? I go and look about it, and just every day is about talking about her sexual assault, and it's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Get help. I was
talking to Dallas today over Instagram, and he was bringing up women's superhero movies, and because I called Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I called him a Gary Stu, and then that was the opportunity for him to talk about how, well, women have been this and that and this in movies, and I just said I'm not having this conversation. Not interested. Like, because I've had these conversations so many times, and it's no offense to him at all. His intentions were good, and we were having a long conversation before that about other shit that was important to me. But I just that's the thing, is like just a hard no on these conversations. Like, you need to support trans. No, I'm done. I'm totally done. Like, if you guys aren't willing to behave and fix your aesthetics, if you start to fucking look cool and like make your movement cool, then I'm all behind you. It's kind of like the DSA doing the we will not support Joe Biden thing, and with them, not the Democratic Socialists of America. And it's like, number one, that tweet was the most relevant thing they've ever accomplished, and number two, you guys are dorks. And if you want this movement to actually get somewhere, you need fucking cool people who are kind of bullies.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I'm tired of this playing nice and we have to protect this and that when they actually don't even mean it. Just, if AOC got up and said, fuck all you cunts, enough of your shit, these people are dying, and it's not about your fucking race or your gender. Like, stop talking about that shit. It's like class affects everyone who's trans, and to say you're kind of double fucked if you're in these positions. But what good does it do you if you don't unify all these people under the umbrella of you're fucked because of the class category you're in? I see no purpose of having that conversation. It's such a goddamn waste of time. But they just cannot help themselves. I'm almost starting to think that the DSA, these like kind of spurgy people who don't seem to really be able to have any conflict without screeching, that are not willing to like articulate an argument without being kind of mean when it's warranted, they're like almost like a psyop to kill socialism in this country. Because like there is nothing that makes a movement look less attractive than a dork. And these people are the fucking biggest bunch of dorks. And it's not even something, it's something they could totally change if they just stopped pretending that their life is hard and they need to be coddled. And like, remember that party we went to and that girl was pretending that it was like a live music thing that we saw in a house party.
Yes. Yeah.
Was that train of thought confusing?
Nope. No. I'm here.
Okay. And she was pretending that she was like autistic. The music was too loud, but she didn't leave the room. She insisted on wearing like and it was an
like literal like pilot's headphones.
It was an acoustic guitar and a voice on an amplifier that was like 10 inches. It was not that loud. And when people would clap, she would like embrace them. And I'm just like, stop it. You're like, she, you know,
don't come.
Well, don't come. Number one. Number two, she had a style that was put together. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, if you're able to be fashionable, this is bullshit. Because the people that actually do have these problems, they look like they do. And so I don't believe you. I don't believe you're just, I think you want attention. I think that daddy didn't give you enough of it, and that's sad, and I feel badly for you for that. But you're also an adult now, and no one's going to save you from this except for yourself and maybe a therapist. But just do something and stop bothering everybody else with your bullshit. And so it's one of those things of like, this sounds very unempathetic, but my attitude is if you're not being helpful, get the fuck out of the way. Enough of all these people. And so like all the people that have gotten behind Biden, it's like just done, totally done, don't care. Speaking of autism, I found a video.
Very cool segue. Yeah, let's keep moving on this one.
I found a video earlier that.
Okay. Let's get a little bit lighthearted, please, because I was fucking dying during. That was brutal.
I had a video that I had to suffer through, so I'm gonna make you guys suffer through it as well.
I hate it.
Oh, hi there. My name's Charmander, and I recently learned a new trick. Well, I can turn myself into a wolf. Can I show you? Yay!
Oh, God.
Okay, bear with me here. Or should I say, wolf with me here? Okay, 1 second.
Oh, God. Fucking stop.
So,
oh, fuck, dude. If you're listening, there's not. I don't.
You can't even really describe it.
I can't describe it.
It's bad. You know.
I think we should end it there. Thank you guys for tuning in today. That is all we have to say and show for the podcast.
I think what's
everyone is fucking mad at us.
So I think what's upsetting about that is number one, obviously a young gay.
Yeah, definitely gay, young.
He's an adult, and then I found and he's cute enough to where I'm like, okay, I need to find something redeeming. So I went to his Instagram, and he's an amazing dancer, like ballet dancer, and amazing. I'm very, very talented, very good at it. You don't need to do this to get fucked. You really don't. In fact, I had a vagina watching this. My dick just went right, like just turtled right in. Like I had doctor dick. I mean, it was just like
when you go to the doctor and it's your dick is like
gone.
Yeah,
it was
2 inches.
It was a black hole, and I think he's really cute, really cute. But
so you think this is sex? He's doing. I mean, all things are sex pathology or whatever the term is.
Yeah, it's sex. Of course, it's sex.
So this is sex, but why Charmander? Why is that his name?
There was a lot going on there.
Why turning into a wolf? And why the gesturing? The gesture is very cartoony and like Ursula in Little Mermaid. It's like they're animated cartoons that...
Is this like molestation? Like what's going on here?
I don't know. And I sent you another. I don't know if we probably don't have it, but it's like that girl is the one that I sent you.
I can get that pretty quickly.
I actually, if you're able to find it.
I can get it.
I just looked up frog cute TikTok. Yes, there she is. There is our girl. Cute. I'm not cute. This is oh god. Okay, yeah. This is her. So this girl is similar in that like she's got like this character going and
what is she? Does she have a filter on her face?
No, that's her makeup.
Are you sure? Her eyes look humongous.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I'll just
she's
play it.
doing white eyeliner underneath. Oh,
Cute. I'm not cute. I mean, my parents call me cute, but honestly, I've never heard it from someone else before. Thanks, I guess.
So I thought of a theory just now. I have a theory, I think. So this isn't autism. What I think this is...
it's theater kids. Scourge of the Earth theater kids.
So there's a few... Yeah, so it's theater kids number one. Number two, it's living a life too online.
Yeah.
So then you will naturally find a community of people who give you validation for this behavior. And so I'm not saying I encourage bullying, but it needs to happen a little bit.
Bullying during childhood. Don't bully these people now.
Because these kinds of kids are the people that I used to see when my parents were hyper religious and I went to this like Bible day school. All the homeschool kids were like this.
Yeah.
And so this is like strong homeschool kid energy.
Yeah.
Back
in the day when I was a kid, I used to obviously like role play as some of my favorite characters with my friends, and so like we would do like Sonic the Hedgehog things, and like I would always want to play like Amy Rose the pink hedgehog or Rouge the bat, and that's the big busty like big-eared bat, you know. She's super hot to people who think anthropomorphic animals are hot, not me. But I'm so glad that I was bullied out of doing those things.
Yeah.
So I don't continue to do them in my adulthood.
Someone had to tell you.
That's no good.
Because it's not.
Yeah. I asked my friends to roleplay Sonic, and they were like, yeah, we've got the perfect line to tell you to fucking stop this nonsense. Roleplaying as Big Busty Rouge the Bat. Look her up. Like the people watching. You don't have to yourself, but because if you look up Rouge the Bat, I'm sure you'll find some Rule 34 stuff. But so like he has these like skills that the first dude that we watched on here, he has like the ballet. He's cute, but he does this. It's Charmander. It's the animation.
Yeah.
Why?
You know
Why
what? Just because I think the context is important. Let me find his Instagram so I can show you what his real skill is, and he should be embracing that and not this. So give me one second.
Yeah, I'd like to know his skill level.
You don't mind talking, because I can't.
Yeah, of course.
I can't multitask. So
I know you. Now you have an excuse to not multitask.
Yeah, apparently, huh?
So I don't know. I've seen a lot of these things on TikTok, and I think it's just a strange breeding grounds for like people who are fucking weird. But I see a lot of like the gesturing things, and like they over exaggerate, and yet like if you follow it on like if you were to like rotoscope them, it would make a really cool animation. It's just that it doesn't look right in real life. Oh, he is cute.
Right. And then but hey, I think this is the one. So like check.
Look at that. He's probably doing fouettes in the left one.
This one here.
Yeah. Holy fuck. Okay, give us.
Watch this one. Yeah. I'm gonna mute the sound just in case if it plays music.
Fouette's in a bedroom.
But watch this shit.
Yeah.
He had another one that was more impressive than that. I gotta find it though. I think it might be.
Fuck, dude.
This one.
I'm just gonna say it like off. It's so fuck. Yeah, he's doing fouettes. They aren't like super fast or anything, but like holy shit. I have a background in ballet, and like when you see men who can do this kind of stuff, it's always gay men who are very successful in ballet, but like when you see men who can do this kind of thing, it's just so fucking impressive. And there's always like one per ballet corps that you see when you're in high school or in like even in middle school. When you're 13 to 18, like there's usually only one dude in your ballet class, and they're always just fucking prodigies.
But it's like, dude, this will get you so much sex, you're gonna run out of cum. So like, yeah, stop it. Stop with the TikTok.
Stop with the TikToks.
Enough with the TikTok.
Yeah.
Just enough with the TikTok in general. Can I say something? This is gonna. People are not gonna like this. Enough with the nurses doing TikToks. It's not fucking cute.
Oh, I think everybody can get behind that.
Like, we're so proud of our medical workers. I am too, but like, stop it with the dancing.
Also,
enough.
Have you seen like, because there are
people
two types
are dying.
of,
let's do a fun dance.
Exactly. There are two types of like nurses who are on TikTok. Actually, there's one fucking type of nurse on TikTok, and they're the kind that's like they make jokes about their patients lying about their afflictions, and then they also dance next to a fucking dead person in a medical bed.
Has that happened?
Yeah, literally, yes.
During this time?
So there was a very viral TikTok where a nurse, I couldn't think of the word again. A nurse was like in like a doctor's office or whatever, and she switches back and forth in costumes, and she plays like the patient as well, and she starts coughing as the patient, and then it switches back to the nurse, and she's like, I like this beat. And she starts like dancing to the beat of their cough because she thinks she's faking.
Enough.
And it's like, we always know you're faking it, and it's like, enough of you.
Enough.
It's scourge of the earth, die, burn in a fire.
You know what this reminds me of? It's very much the energy of, hey, support the troops.
What the fuck?
All of them.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. Like, yeah, I do, right? Like, I'm glad they're doing a job that I don't have any interest in doing, but just because I see someone wearing a uniform, it doesn't mean they're a virtual.
They're not a good person automatically.
Yeah, and it goes back to my like believe all women thing and just a hard no on that. It's just like I don't. That's another thing. The COVID cure for me has been, if I don't know you personally, and this applies to all you. I feel like I know you all personally enough before I say the statement. I don't care about you.
Yeah,
I really don't. And if everyone's being honest, they really don't either. I will vote against my self-interest in that regard if it can help people who are poor and downtrodden, but emotionally I don't feel a lot about it. It's just do you?
Not really. It depends who, but in terms of like, I don't, especially with things that are like huge establishment things like the military, that whole military industrial complex, I have no empathy for anybody making those decisions. However, like the people on the ground, like fucking Tulsi Gabbard, and like people who actually like believe in service above self, I respect them.
It's just these blanket. And what's so funny is like the same people who say support the troops are the ones who do not care about homeless veterans.
No, not at all.
So it's just, and the reality is it's not even their fault for doing that. We're just all fucking hypocrites. We need to start admitting it. And I think that's this is just lessons I'm getting from the core. I'm starting to really decide how many calories I want to burn on caring about a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And what I'm really realizing now that I have so much free time to take stock of this is I care about very little.
Yep.
It's
somewhere under that umbrella I hope I fall.
Do you guys, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Do you guys want to read, or do you want to read
conditional. Yeah, let's catch up a little bit. Let's see. God. The thing that boggles my mind is that these people have to film this, watch it back, and then decide, oh yeah, I'm gonna post that. There's zero self-awareness.
Yeah, I mean it's the people who go to these TV talent shows and are completely untalented, and no one's told them, sweetie, I wish you had it, I really do,
but nobody in your life has told you no.
Yeah.
And so you're here making a fool of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that Jessica Neve got a TikTok? Of course she did, or whatever. I won't.
I'm not saying to go report her and get her banned from TikTok,
but it's definitely a good place for her to groom children.
Yeah, hypothetically, if we could ban somebody from TikTok, it should be.
What
Jessica
does she even
Yanov.
do on TikTok? What
probably like the
wig flips, or
wig flips, or like, just so you guys know, if you're not black, don't say the N-word with the big nails or whatever. That TikTok, do you remember that one?
I do.
The big fat gay.
That's what I think should come back post-core is hard Nintendos.
I don't think so, actually.
All right, well, I was just throwing it out there.
I am not going to sign up for that.
Kyle asks, how do your intimate relations work if he can't multitask? Well, I'm pretty focused on that task. It is a task I can focus on. Gio says to have so much talent and have a mind that thinks it's Charmander. Hashtag sad.
A mind that thinks it's Charmander. I'm Charmander.
And when are you guys going to interview Blair? I would love to interview Blair White, but she's too big to probably respond to DMs. If you guys want to ask her and tell her who we are, I think it's numbers that get those things to happen. Not just me with my 221 subscribers, actually.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's good. We're on our way. The
Yes,
nurse and cops on TikTok.
Enough,
yeah, the fucking worst. Get off, leave.
And it was and also 9/11 too. It was like, God bless the first responders. And it's just like, yeah, and the ones that got lung issues, yeah. But now if you're just a firefighter, let's be real. Unless there's a wildfire, being a firefighter is the best fucking job on the goddamn planet. Because when was the last time you saw a burning house, number one? And number two, their fucking pensions are insane. You can retire at like 45 and just rock and roll for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So let's see. Hashtag lessons from the choir, indeed. Gio says the best part about caring very little is that you have the opportunity to discover what truly is worth caring for, and that's a great position to find yourself in my honest opinion. And that really is what it's just like an existential sort of feeling. It comes across as insensitive because I'm retiring things that I'm supposed to care about. How about that? It's like I'm supposed to think that AOC is some sort of leader that is going to get the youth generation out, and I never believed it, but now everybody seems to have woken up to it, which is lovely. Jacob says Nancy Pelosi has deleted her Twitter video of her on February 24th encouraging people to come to Chinatown. Are they allowed to do that? I thought that they're not allowed to delete tweets.
Yeah, that's weird. And you can't really scrub a tweet from the internet anyways. It's going to be archived forever. And all tweets are actually, by politicians, I think, are archived in the Library of Congress.
Yeah.
So good luck, Nancy. You can't just burn it from the library, can you?
Jacob says people are pissed in Michigan. The governor is horrible. That's what happens when you switch from a GOP governor to a Dem. I mean, I don't know. I know that Michigan has that weird. They wouldn't let you come to me. That's the law they just put in.
Oh,
place.
jeez.
So,
but podcasts and media are exempt from in California, so we can continue running.
Oh yeah, and then no one would really question the popularity of your podcast.
Oh, I know.
So yeah, more.
But if we were super popular, this would still be legal. It would be like we can still work so long as we have a maximum amount of people in the room. And
so I think podcast for the core. You looked so dead in the eyes when I did that.
I guess my energy didn't match it.
Do you just want more of this?
I love kids jumping on my lap. And I love kids jumping on my lap.
Oh, we're gonna do this whole thing.
I love it. I can't help it.
Let's take this time.
We're gonna
copy the link, send it to your friends. This is a good 15 more seconds. Just if you want people to come watch this, subscribe.
And then we're gonna talk about Obama's endorsement after this ends. Okay.
And we're back.
So here's this feckless, useless faggot.
Right. We're not gonna watch the whole thing.
No,
okay.
but I just kind of want to. So no matter how fucking woke you are, if you're gonna be politically active, you have to look at this guy's legacy as one of the most useless, do-nothing idiots who just turned Yemen into an open slave market, literally ran out of bombs starting conflict with Syria and Yemen, did more drone strikes than anybody, deported more people than anybody, created the kids in cages we keep talking about. He never didn't get the public option in when he had control of the House and the Senate.
Yeah.
Didn't close Guantanamo Bay, didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He did nothing.
And look, like anybody who is still being like, oh, I wish Obama was still in the White House, they are not to be trusted. These are people who have no idea what the fuck his legacy is. And look, like I wasn't politically active. I was not politically awake during his presidency. I just thought I was. After he left office, of course, that was when I got to vote, so I got to catch myself up on politics. But like, I thought he was a great fucking president when I was 16. Obviously now, being 22, it's like so much of his legacy is just it's still burning. It's scorched earth, fire everywhere, and so like he was not good. Yes, like he was good on the surface and like he was palatable to most people, but
I was talking to my family about this today because my mother, Trump's still really deep in his head, and she just can't really see. Like she goes, well, like aren't you bothered that he creates so much fear? And I'm like, what fear are you talking about? Because I said that the way when I watch him, what I like about him is with this asshole, we got 8 years of a silent sociopath, and also a sociopathic Secretary of State in Hillary.
Yeah.
So, what would you rather have? The silent sociopath who is a good orator, or the guy that literally can't help himself from telling the truth because he just talks a lot all the time and is not great with his word choice and is loud and bombastic, and even when he talks about his ratings on these, I mean, I just think it's all just exactly what we deserve. But anyway, let's watch a little bit of this.
Yeah.
Start by saying the obvious. These aren't normal times. As we all manage our way through a pandemic unlike anything we've seen in a century, Michelle and I hope that you and your families are safe and well. If you've lost somebody to this virus, or if someone in your life is sick, or if you're one of the millions suffering economic hardship, please know that you're in our prayers. Please
Thanks.
know that you're not alone.
Thanks.
Because now's the time for all of us to help where we can and to be there for each other as neighbors, as
So it's like already, I think that like now in the era of Trump, I'm just tired of hearing people talk like this.
Yeah.
I really am.
Oh, in like the same vein, Elizabeth Warren posted like a dumb video, and my friend reposted it. I'm like, do you really still support her after all she did to fucking ruin the chances of Bernie ever getting the nomination? And it was just like this stupid sit down video, just like this, but it like betwixt her talking was like cut up clips of Trump being like saying like 2-second things, being like, see, here's the problem with that.
That's a pretty good Elizabeth Warren.
Thank you. I've been working on it a little bit since I've had so much fucking time at home. But like it was so, I watched like 30 seconds of it and it's like an 11-minute video and I'm like, come the fuck on. This is so like pointless and unhelpful and your voice is not respected by the vast majority of people now. So just shut up like a little bit. And same with Obama here.
Yeah, here he is ready to take a big old D. All right, here we go.
co-workers and as fellow citizens. In fact, over the past weeks, we've seen plenty of examples of the kind of courage, kindness, and selflessness that we're going to need to get through one of the most difficult times in our history. Michelle and I have been amazed at the incredible bravery of our medical professionals who are putting their lives on the line to save others. The kind of leadership that's guided by knowledge and experience.
Oh no.
Honesty and humility.
Here you go.
Empathy and grace.
Oh no.
All right. So you pretended to do all these things. You bombed the fuck out of poorer people than
Yeah.
That kind of leadership doesn't just belong in our state capitals and mayor's offices. It belongs in the White House. And that's why I'm so proud to endorse Joe Biden for President of the United States. Choosing Joe to be my vice president was one of the best decisions I ever made.
Yeah, was it?
and that's why it took you this fucking long to do it. And let's see, I think it was who said it? Oh, Nianoni said Obama endorsed Biden after there was nobody left to support.
That's exactly it.
Oops.
He waited 10 fucking years to do this when he could have easily endorsed him over a year ago.
Yep.
Fucking insane.
And I believe Joe has all the qualities we need in a president right now.
Yeah.
He's someone whose own life has taught him how to persevere.
Oh, this is so rich.
When you've been knocked down.
This is so rich.
When Joe talks with parents who've lost their jobs, we hear the son of a man who once knew the pain of having to tell his children that he'd lost his. When Joe talks about opportunity for our kids, we hear the young father who took the train home each night so he could tuck his children into bed. And we hear the influence of Jill, a lifelong teacher. When Joe talks to families who've lost a hero, we hear another parent of an American veteran.
Veterans of war that you guys sent off to die.
Uh-huh. It is the most disgusting lack of accountability.
Because they don't care.
No.
They really don't care. I think that this is just all about power broking. It has nothing to do with us, which is what makes this just so disgusting. It's just unbelievable. We'll get a little bit more. I'll let you guys go on it.
A kindred spirit. Somebody whose faith has endured the hardest loss there is. That's Joe. Through all his trials, he's never once forgotten the values or the moral fiber that his parents passed on to him.
I mean, look, like, I'm not surprised Obama is still this establishment hack, like every other fucking mainstream politician right now. But if he would just fucking retire, don't say shit, just stay the fuck out. And it's like what Bernie said about Obama not endorsing somebody. It's like, look, I prefer that he stays out, or however he sounds. That was more like Larry David, but like I prefer him to stay out of it. I think that's the right decision. Just don't say anything yet, is what Bernie said like a few months ago. And I wish he had just shut the fuck up and stayed away. And now it's like, of course, there's nobody else to endorse, so it's safe to be like, yeah, I'll endorse Joe.
Gio makes a good point, too. Obama bombed 8 nations, and then they gave him the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah. I imagine they didn't ask those 8 nations to vote on who won the prize.
And that made him who he is. That's what steals his faith in God, in America, and in all of us. That steel made him an incredible partner when I needed one the most. Joe was there as we rebuilt from the Great Recession and rescued the American auto industry.
Okay. You fucked my whole generation with that. There was no fucking consequences. None of the companies that deserved to go under went under. And literally only one dude went to jail who no one had heard of because they needed one scapegoat. One person went to jail on Wall Street. One. And he was not anybody important. So you did nothing. You didn't, and I honestly, because I feel so betrayed by you, I hate you. I hate you so much. I hate you more than Trump, honestly. We'll see what Trump blows up in his 16 glorious years, but this is okay. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, please, let's end it. Idea. It's just that it's so obvious that he's been in the pocket of fucking establishment and Wall Street investors for like decades. And so, and like you said, I think maybe on a previous episode, when he was going into office, it was like, oh, he promised all these amazing things, and he was like this huge wave, this tidal wave of hope. And then he got in office and it totally changed him. He didn't do anything that he said he would do.
And again,
then
when he got into office, he had control of the Senate and the House.
He could have done everything he said he wanted to do.
Yes.
And he didn't.
And
he did things that he wanted to do, but didn't tell us he wanted to do them, like the drone strikes and the
strikes.
wars and fucking, yeah.
And almost got us into war with Syria over a false flag attack, essentially, of the sarin gas, which we've talked about a million times.
Tulsi's talked about it too.
Yeah, God bless her. She only got, and of course, like I said in the last one, trust the ones that they're all calling traitors. Nianoni says, remember when Obama toppled sovereign Libya and handed it over to al-Qaeda, then tried to get us to take out Assad in Syria, delivering it to the al-Nusra and ISIS? Yep. Gio says, UN report from Amnesty International reported confusion on why ISIS was armed with mainly brand new U.S.-made weapons. Yep. And same with Fast and the Furious. You know what that is?
No.
They sent a fuckload of guns down to Mexico in order to like track where they went, and then they just lost track of them. So we armed a bunch of fucking cartel members down there as well.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about scandal-ridden? No one can really hold a candle to this guy in our voting lifetime. I mean, it's really unbelievable. Almost like someone in the Obama administration sold them to him. I wonder who Hillary Clinton cackles in the background. Yeah. It's just... I don't know. I'm like just so black-pilled right now. It's like I know. I think because it's like I look. I mean, here's where we're headed, and there can be two realities here. Like, I don't like to use this language very often, but I'm going to just for the sake of being concise. I think that this virus could potentially be a divine creator's way of either punishing us or cleansing the land. In the sense of, if this keeps going, the entire economy and the capitalist version that has not been serving any of us for so long is going to collapse. And my fear though is that, like I said on a few other of these, is that the rhetoric with China just continues to escalate. And I was reading an article today that they, for the first time that I've ever seen it reported, they're currently doing nuclear tests. And so it's a Cold War now. The Cold War's already on with them, essentially.
I mean, we've had an ongoing Cold War since like 2001, basically, with just so many different countries, and it has never ended. So why should we be surprised that it's just shifted to China again?
Yeah,
you know.
But I mean, it's so. What I think what's interesting is the conversation that people want to have is like, we shouldn't be escalating tensions with them, and it's like they fucked the whole world. They have abused the whole world, and then this was just the icing on the cake. But no one would have done anything about it. Because I think what's going to be interesting is that this thing has rocked Europe so hard that they were the ones that were pissed at Trump for trade sanctions and all this kind of stuff because it was fucking up their supply lines. But now, where Trump is going to just have a massive slam dunk is all of that pipe dream anti-China stuff that he was talking about, where everyone was shitting on him for it because it just wasn't realistic, is now going to be what everyone is going to be considering in this country of how we restore some semblance of normalcy here. And he just can totally skate on this. But the question is, will he cuck out to China, or will he escalate it to such a degree that we all die? That's kind of the question.
Yeah, that is a good thought. Speaking though of Trump's like decision making, has anybody here gotten their stimulus check?
That is a good question.
Because they started to get dispersed, I think yesterday. Most of them today. I obviously have not.
Did you check the portal?
I checked the portal.
What did it say?
It listed my bank account information. So it has it. And it says that checks are supposed to be sent out today. And direct deposit is supposed to be sent out today. It did not say I was disqualified.
Interesting.
Which was interesting. Although everybody I know who did qualify has already gotten theirs. I want to talk a bit more because I've mentioned it before and we have a cut up clip of it. Students not getting their checks. There have been very random instances from what I've seen of students who even were claimed as dependents or filed as dependents getting their checks. But also other students who are filed as independent not getting their checks. And I have no fucking clue why that would be. And the best way to find out if you are going to get yours or get any inkling as to whether it will arrive in the next week or so is to, I guess, go to irs.gov/getmypayment, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, just
COVID relief. Look it up.
Just go to make sure you're on the actual IRS website. Number one, and then number two, it's pretty surprisingly for a government website, it's pretty clear of where you need to go. But the Get My Payment thing. So here's what happens when I do that: is I look at it and it says 1099 and contract workers. Well, if you put in your information here, you will still pop up. So I put in my social, my date of birth, and then my address for my taxes. And it says, we don't have the existence of you in our system.
Interesting.
So I go back and I've seen this for the 5th time now. I see the check that left my account for my 2018 taxes, because I've not filed 2019 yet. Because why would you?
Yeah.
Some people have, which I don't know if you can do that. I guess do it, but
I did because mine was easy. But
you also get I mean, I have to pay just fucking straight cash, and so I see the check that got cashed by the U.S. Treasury. So they definitely took my money, but I don't exist in their system. So
after this, we should look at the website together. Maybe I can, because what I did to look mine up. I wonder if you saw the same screen.
Gio, you were talking earlier about the non-filer thing, I think over DM on Twitter. The thing that I made, so I'm not a non-filer though. Meaning,
exactly. Yeah. Gio sent me the same thing. It doesn't apply to either of us.
Yeah, I paid and made enough money to get it. But
if you made, I think, $12,000 or less,
then you
need to submit a thing to the IRS to get your stimulus check, because you didn't have to file, so they need to know that you need the money.
Yeah, so I'm stuck in fucking complete limbo on this.
We'll look at it. But I posted on my Twitter, actually, the list of things that disqualify you from the check. So if this applies to any of you guys, just, I guess, like, let me know. I think I have it on my... Yeah, I'll look it up on my Twitter. One of them, and this goes back to the thing that I was talking about before, even though my parents did not claim me as a dependent, the IRS says I could have been claimed as a dependent, which is what disqualifies you. And it's because of where I lived, and... Look, I have somebody who literally just replied to my tweet. My older brother was claimed as a dependent, and he got his stimulus check. I wasn't claimed, and I have not gotten mine. Here are the things that make you not eligible for the check. If your gross income is greater than $99,000, if you're single or married and filing separately, joint, it's more money, $136,000 or $200,000. And the next thing that made me not eligible for this is you can be claimed as a dependent on someone else's return. For example, this would include a child, student, or older dependent who can be claimed on a parent's return. Not if you were claimed, if you could have been claimed in 2018 or 2019.
So it's just a bunch of different information.
It's a matter of like how the IRS determines whether you are claimable as a dependent. And most of that relies on where you live. I lived with my parents for more than 6 months of 2019 and all of 2018. So that would qualify me. And I'm a student under a certain age, under 24. That would qualify me as somebody who could have been claimed as a dependent. I think maybe because I worked and filed independently and my parents did not claim me in 2019 or 2018, I don't think. That may qualify me, but it's so unbelievably unclear here. And also for them to say that if you could have been claimed, you won't get a check. That is so absurd to me. It should just be whether you were claimed or not, you get it or you don't.
Right.
Or you don't get it or you do.
You just should get it.
You should get it. All students should. And if you don't have a valid social security number, if you're a non-resident alien, if you filed a 1040 NR or 1040 NREZ, some other forms. If you filed any of those, you're not eligible. It's such a disgrace because the young people are the ones who have suffered their whole lives through this economy. We're fucking millennials. We experienced already 2 economic fucking recessions, and now we're gonna get nothing.
Well, I think what's making me crazy, and like I've been trying not to lose it all day, is just that, like there's not like you have nothing. You can't show, like,
yeah,
you have no and then what recourse do I have now?
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna call them? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right. It actually on their website says do not call us. Isn't that fucking great?
Yeah, it's fucking really cool. And then they're saying that if they end up mailing you one, which is something that I'd have to bank on if I can ever get through on this portal, they're not doing it until like mid-May. Are they even sending them?
Chase, I went to Chase Bank today because I saw my eligibility thing and I'm like, why does it have my banking info and like why does it say that my check or checks should be there, my deposit should be there? So I tried to reach my bank and it's like they also say don't call us, and it's like, well then how the fuck do I contact you? You don't have like a chat feature on your website, so I just have to wait or what until all this dies down to then call you and see where the fuck my money is?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't fucking know. It's so impossible. And like for those of us who are not getting it or have to wait a very long time to get it, by that point we'll be dead.
Kyle says, have you heard that creditors can take your cut and receive nothing in return? I think that's only if you've declared bankruptcy.
I also saw in Pennsylvania, if you owe state taxes, if you owe on your state taxes, they will deduct the amount that you owe from your stimulus check. I saw somebody on Twitter say that, so take it with a grain of salt. But
some that are for sure is that if you owe money to child support, the stimulus will go to the person that you owe it to.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one other one that what's the other one that it had? That was the big one. That was like the big one.
That would make sense. You know, like if the person who is taking care of your children, you haven't paid them $1,200, they legally are entitled to that $1,200 in a court of law, you know? because they are taking care of the child, but
Yeah.
they also get the $500 additional dollars,
Right.
you know? So it's gray, but the one that I saw on Twitter from that guy in Pennsylvania is he only got like $534 because they deducted his state, what he owed for the state in 2019, which he already filed.
I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but let's try and do mine again here. So I want to have the exact thing that.
Absolutely, I'd love to see it because this is something that's like I'm annoyed by, but you know I'll get over it. I'll get by. Yeah, get my payment. Yep. All right. Yeah, for a very long time I actually had my social security number wrong. Can you believe that? I know you can't multitask. I'll just keep talking.
I hear you. I don't know how that happens.
I was a 16-year-old opening a college checking account, and I gave them the digits in the wrong order. Like 2 digits were swapped, and I had to go in to maybe just get rid of the periods.
But do I need the city as well?
Just put in the zipper postal code.
All right, so that looks all right, right?
That looks right to me. You might have to put in the please try again later. We are unable to provide you with the status of your payment or perform the action requested because the tax return information does not match our records, or you've already accessed the system the maximum number of times today. Please come back in 24 hours or try again. Is that definitely the address? Did I say your address on there? I don't think I said it out loud. I had a weird lapse of judgment.
It is because it's my family's address, so I don't have any legal documents sent anywhere but there.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to put it in my parents'
But then again,
address.
it's like so they only let you try it a few times before they boot you out of it, and so you're like trying to guess, well, could it possibly be this one or whatever else, and it's just like, guys,
yeah,
like just why is my social security number not enough?
It should absolutely be.
No one else should know that other than me and my date of birth.
You put in your social security, your date of birth, and then it should show you what address they'll send the check to.
Right.
They shouldn't ask you to put in the address that matches. That's too many things to try and match perfectly. And also, what if like they just have your address like a weird space in the middle of your address that shouldn't be there and it's just wrong, you know? How are you supposed to guess what typo they've made? So fucking yeah, dude.
So let's catch up on some of these comments.
Yeah, totally.
Let's do Greg here.
Greg says, I will say, though I received the deposit, it's still listed as pending. Has been all day. It will be interesting to see how long it stays as a pending status.
I don't think that'll be more than a couple days. You'll have at least by the week's end. You'll have it.
Jacob says, my dad works for a tire company, and he says they don't have to pay the loan back from the stimulus bill if they keep all their employees for 2 years. Interesting. I didn't know that. Gio says, monies transferred are handled between banks by a clearinghouse. You should see pending clear within 1 business day. The account balance, though, should be valid. And Kyle says, on my SSN, I always mix up my third digit with 1 and a 4. I'm so dumb. I did the same thing. I mixed up a 2 and a 3, and it was so stupid that I had to go into my bank and be like, look, like, here's my social security card. I'm just a big fucking idiot, and I mixed up these numbers when I memorized it. So please fix it. And I had to like sign like 2 documents to verify that it was actually me. It was kind of It was stupid, but I caught it like within like 2 months.
It's just amazing to me. It's like if you're an independent contractor, you're getting just reamed. A student, I think the both of us are in just the worst fucking spot ever. And for them to just not have any answer on, I like you're mailing. Where the fuck are you mailing it? Like if that address doesn't match, I don't know where the fuck you're sending it.
Yeah. And
so if you even are. But I mean, like I said, on my bank, I have the fucking check that you fuckfaces cashed. So send me my goddamn money.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. There's one more thing we need to talk about today.
Okay.
It's Zayed Ahmed.
Oh yeah. I don't think I have
the new Pete Buttigieg.
Yeah.
This kid has been going fucking viral all day today, and I think starting
last
yesterday.
like 4 days. I feel like I've seen him.
Yeah.
How do you spell his name?
Ziad Ahmed. Yep, he's right there. Zayed the activist.
That's fine, I'll do that. Okay, but I don't want other people.
Oh, I don't either.
Okay, here we go. Wait, I think it says music. I can't do that one. Hang
on. But this basically, this dude. So here's a little taste of him.
Sorry.
No worries. Here's a little taste of this dude who is
Shouldn't
just
buy something and have no idea what the brand's ethos is, right? If you care about something, the product should tell that story.
Ugh.
Right? We're interested in story. We're interested in color. We're interested in inclusivity. We're interested in bold and disruptive and brave.
Ugh.
Why are we telling the same stories over and over and over again? Shouldn't buy something.
He makes my penis the small penis.
Dr. Penis?
Yeah, he is so awful and full of empty platitudes. And okay, so basically this kid is some junior at Yale, and he's like this political activist. He's done like TED Talks, and he's spoken for, believe it or not, American Express. He's given speeches at Amex, and it's like, so this kid, he's got like this company under his belt that he started, or this organization that's like, it's called Redefy, and it's this equality organization. And then he started a new one.
For what?
General equality. Who fucking knows? And then he also started JUV Consulting, which is quite literally like a bunch of kids that started a company that is basically helping other companies reach out to Gen Z. And if you need my take on that is that like this kid, this dork, doesn't know how to reach out to Gen Z. He's not speaking to Gen Z. He's speaking to boomer millennials, you know?
Yeah, boomer mindset and millennials for sure.
And so, but my problem with this kid, because if you do a little bit of digging, you'll see that his dad is, I think his name is, Shaquille Ahmed. And he is, let's see.
Looking for a hot girl?
He's looking for a hot girl. He's the founder and CEO at Princeton Alpha, which is basically the same exact thing as JUV. He used to be the managing director at Citibank, and is now, for 7 years, been the founder and CEO of Princeton Alpha Management. He is a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
And you can see that very clearly
in the disconnect from reality that his son possesses.
Exactly. He posted a TikTok of the hashtag stay home in his fucking massive mansion in like the entrance hall, where it's like this big stately oval room. You walk in, there are white pillars and like columns going up to the second story, and there's a balcony all the way around. And it's like, this kid has so little attachment to reality and the real world that he has no right to speak to us in the way that he does. But same thing with the dude before. Nobody has ever told him no. Yeah. So he has just been chugging forward with these empty platitudes and this, we believe in bold and diversity and brave. And it's like, none of that means anything. None of what you're saying means anything.
No.
So fucking, we don't need another Pete Buttigieg. He lost already. Just let him die. That's his whole thing. And it's because he's so out of touch with reality. And I can say that he is through and through just a massive loser, because he's not 16. He's like 21 or something. And he's awful. He is so awful. Oh, I think I know what you're going to find.
Yeah, because this just kind of just shows that like how...
Yeah.
Why is this hard to find?
I have no idea, because I know exactly what you're talking about. There was this article that came out today, and it's like, this is the next generation of Hollywood inclusivity. So why is their career on a hold right now? And it's like COVID-19.
So
yes, you found it. So I'll just read the headline. They're the future of Hollywood diversity, but coronavirus has put their careers on hold. And it's first picture,
some obese, legless woman in a wheelchair.
It's literally every box that you could check. She is a person of color. She's a woman. She's in a wheelchair, and she is missing legs. And it's like, fuck, dude. We don't need to focus on this right now. It's COVID-19 all day.
But here's the deal.
24/7.
We never had to focus on it. Like, we were talking about that person that I know who's an actress, and their particular affliction, or whatever you want to call it, their identity, I'll put it that way to be polite, is distracting in movies. And it's like one of those things of like, yeah, you can play the lady with no legs in a wheelchair,
but you have to explain her character that tells us why she's a lady with no legs in a wheelchair. It's like, you don't put, like, you can make her a war vet, you can make her something, but like, you can't just put, yes, you're right, it's distracting, but you can't just put people that have these very obvious identity differences from the vast majority of people into a show without giving some explanation.
And
It's like it's the exact same thing as when you see a character in a movie in New York and they're walking down the street with a brown paper bag full of groceries, and you can see the head of lettuce sticking out of the top and a baguette. It's like you put the groceries in the bag sticking out so that people who are watching the movie are not wondering what's in the bag.
Yeah.
It's exactly that. And so you see people with these diverse identities, it's like extreme identities. I mean, I don't mean like a black person in a movie full of white people. It's like that's not the same. But somebody who is like this lady who we just saw on the cover of that for the article, you don't put somebody like that into a movie without explaining their character well enough to provide a reason as to why they're there, you know?
And even then you have to write that character. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like when you shove a character into a movie or a show like that, it's almost always poorly written because they're in it for the sake of being in it.
You know which movie we watched that had a lot of that?
What's that?
Mad Max Fury Road. Lots of legless folks, lots of dwarfs, lots of very strange.
Yes, dude. And it all existed within the confines of the universe because it made sense.
Because it was a dystopia, yeah.
And so, like, that's exactly... I am so glad you brought that up because it totally slipped my mind. But there's literally like gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an authoritarian figure who's like this very deformed, like tiny dude in like a floating chair. Not floating, but like, you know what I mean. And they don't mention his disability.
No.
But it makes sense within the confines of the universe.
And he's meant to be a little grotesque. So it's like, and so, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not shitting on these actors. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is shitting on what they're not realizing, which is that Hollywood would have LA Times run an article like that because even though they're not making movies right now, they still want to pat themselves in the back for pretending to care about these people.
And they never have.
Never did.
And the person we were talking about before, who their particular identity is who you mentioned a few minutes ago, their particular identity, she was expressing like, oh yeah, they used me. And that's, they are exploiting your identity so that they can pretend to be woke to attract people who also pretend to be woke, right, so that they can watch their movies
because
and their
nobody
TV shows.
Is really woke. Nobody ever was.
It's this virus that has brought it all down, because when you really boil it down, when you finally boil away all of the fat of this movement, people only care about themselves.
Yeah, it was all vanity.
They're selfish because they have to take care of themselves in times like this, in a national emergency. It's like, I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to talk to nobody else. I'm going to do these things. I'm not going to look out for other people, because right now we are cavemen. We are cave people. And so, like, when you strip everything away, all you really can care about is yourself.
Yep.
It's okay to be like selfish right now when you're home and stuff. And I mentioned this on a Corona cast when we had Yana on. I think I was saying, like, yeah, like, just be courteous of other people when you're out in public, but you're allowed to be selfish right now. And it's very obvious that really what's important is protecting ourselves and our family when we have something like this going on. So we aren't going to care about diversity in Hollywood. Who gives a fuck about anything relating to Hollywood?
Other than Dune. I guess I'm interested in seeing Dune, but I hate Timothée Chalamet so much that I'm bummed he's like the star of it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Greg. Well, I want to address Greg's thing. Everybody has lost the ability to empathize during this virus. I think, like, you're just exposing the people.
It's exposing the people that didn't have the empathy to begin with, but they're pretending that they did in order to feel virtuous and better about themselves, and to like make these fake friends that, especially when you're like exposed to Hollywood, you see how obvious this all is, and because absolutely. People would find it repugnant if I met somebody who, you know, was trans or whatever, and they were an asshole, I would treat them like an asshole. Because you suck. I don't care that you're trans. It makes no difference to me. I don't find that interesting. But if you're cool, and I just, people who are cool should and earn respect, deserve it. But I don't really give you respect based on wherever you are in the oppression hierarchy or whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I'm just to put a little like bookend on that. It's okay to have Hollywood die.
Yeah.
I want it to die. So that children can stop getting fucked, so that trans people can stop getting exploited. We want all of these things. So just, and journalism too, all of these outlets that so obviously exploit us for our identities, they need to go away.
Yeah.
Stop clinging to these fake articles, these platitudes that are like, why are these diverse people's like careers on hold? And it's like, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Stop writing articles about this. Like, let us care about each other and ourselves, and die.
And how many of them were you hired?
Yeah,
Shut up.
Exact.
Just
up.
shut the fuck up.
Shut the
That's a good
fuck
one.
up.
Shut the fuck up. That's a good way to end it.
Yeah.
We'll see you
Oh my God.
Friday if we don't die.
If we won't. Bye.